Good morning, it's our 2-hour delay, and so I thought I'd make a new video about percent equations. You already know a lot about percent equations because we did a little game of life before Christmas break, and I'm hoping that you can remember some of that stuff. But in the meantime, let's review what these terms mean. When you see the word is, remember that that would mean equals, so please write that in. Whenever you see is, it means equals. If you see the word of, it means times or multiply. So there's the symbol. By the way, please, even though I put an X there just to represent multiply, don't use X. We are using equations. We all know that X's are usually a variable in an equation, so please don't use X to show multiply. Use the dot or parentheses. So in this case, we're going to use n's for variables. So whenever you see the what, that means that's what you're looking for, and you replace the word what with a variable, usually an n today. So to solve a percent equation, you must first translate. Believe it or not, we translate in math all the time. It's like Spanish. Translate one language to another. So oftentimes you're translating words into math symbols. And that's what we're doing today. I'm going to give you words. You're going to translate those into symbols. So you're going to translate the sentence, those are the words we're talking about, into a mathematical equation. That's our job today. You're translating words or sentences into equations. Equations are a math sentence because they have an equal sign. All right, so I'm going to go through 3 examples with you, and I hope that you're paying attention because the back side of this is for you to do on your own after we try these. So make sure you're really paying attention. So if I don't know the part, that means n is in the beginning of the equation. N equals percent times whole. Notice I'm using parentheses for multiplication. Please write this down so you have an example. N equals percent times whole. If you want to abbreviate and put a percent symbol in there, that's fine. I just spelled it out so you could see. So in this case, when we see what is, that tells me that's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to replace what with a variable, n. We know is equals. And then it's 0.72. Why do I have 0.72? Why didn't I just write 72? Well, we know that I can't use a percent as a whole number. I have to translate it into a decimal. You may use the percent key on your calculator if you forget how to do it, but we cannot use 72% doesn't mean 72. It means 72 out of 100. When you see of, it means multiply. So we're going to multiply 0.72 times 95. Please write this down. Now grab your calculator and punch in 0.72 times 95. And you should get 68.4. Okay, so that's if you don't know the part. Now we're going to try if we don't know the whole, what do we set it up as? So make sure you have number 1 all completely filled in so you can use that as an example on the back. If you don't know the whole, we replace the word whole with a variable. Notice I used X here to show multiplication. I'm not happy with myself there. Part equals percent times n. So in this case, I have the part, which is 14.4. There's the word is, so I'm going to put equal sign. I can't write 90% as it is because it doesn't mean 90. It means 90 out of 100. So it means 90 hundredths or 9/10. When I see of, it means multiply, and I don't know the number, so I'm going to replace of what number with n. Now I'm going to pause the video so I can put my writing tools on, so be patient with me. Okay, hopefully my writing tools are going to work, but remember it's really hard for me to write with a mouse, so I'm going to write as neat as I possibly can, but bear with me. Now if this is multiplication and I need to get n by itself, I need to do the opposite. The opposite of multiplication is division, and I show that by drawing a division line on both sides. Now I need to divide by 0.9 on both sides. And when I do that, the 0.9s become 1 because anything over itself is 1. So I'm left with 1n. And on this side, please pause the video while I go grab my calculator. Okay, I just divided both sides by 0.9. I'm going to show it again because it erased on me. And when I divided this on my calculator, hopefully you also did because you need to really check me. As you know, I have n, and this equals, that's an equal sign, 16. I hope you got 16 also. In the meantime, let's go to the next one. If we don't know the percent, that means we have to replace the percent with the variable. And I'm going to go back to my writing tools. So when I see what percent of 120 is 54, it means it's written kind of in a different order because it's asking about the percent first. But let's not forget our key words. What percent? That means I'm going to replace the percent with an n. When I see of 120, of means multiply. So that means I'm going to multiply 120 and n. It's just in a different order. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't change anything. It's just in a different order. When I see is, what does that mean? Equals and 54. Okay, I think we can do this. Now remember, we're looking for a percent, so we're going to get a decimal. In order to solve for this, I need to get n alone, and this is a multiplication problem. So I divide to do the opposite. 120 divided by 120 simplifies to 1, and 54 divided by 120. Grab your calculators, please. And 54 divided by 120 gives me 0.45 or 45 hundredths. As soon as I say that, it probably tells you exactly how we need to write this. Remember, we were looking for the percent. This is not a percent. This is a decimal. So we need to change that. And if I just said to you this is 45 hundredths, that means 45 out of 100. So this is 45%. I hope you have all of this. You need to do the back side, and then there will be an online quiz for you to show us what you did. So show all of the work on the back side. Good luck.